does you mean to go on? What does that mean? It means don't bother starting. Don't try and give up things. Don't give up smoking. Don't give up drinking. Don't even get out of bed in the morning. Don't promise anything. Don't disappoint anyone. I do jolly well believe it's about time I stopped wandering around, scratching my beard and started doing some work. That is the week that was, although I forgot to put on what I did on Monday and Thursday, but it was more of that. And Sunday was a day off. But I can't find my red pen anywhere. That 75 there, owned by Mr. Boaty, is going in for MOT today. So maybe that's what this video will be about. Or maybe it'll just turn into something completely different. I bet this one even... Oh, I just remembered this... the battery's flat on that. I'm going to have to charge that battery using my electricity. Why is this battery so bad though? Is it completely goosed? Can it be saved? There's the next question. Put it on charge. How many volts do we suppose this battery is showing? Yep, 7.3. That's not enough. It is also not enough for the charger to start charging because it doesn't believe it's connected to a battery, not at 7.3 volts. So the solution yet again for this is deceit, lying, fibbing the charger. You cannot simply put it on charge, you've got to hook it up to another battery first that's showing enough voltage for the charger to start charging that. That's got enough power, that hasn't. That's the one that needs the power, that's the one that doesn't. Here's a little bit of unwanted advice for you. If you're going to have a Duff battery in your car, get a battery that's not Duff and a set of jump leads so you can charge your battery. Unless you've got a really decent battery, you're never going to get your knackered battery to work. So you need to buy another battery so you can keep your old battery going. And the jump leads, remember, and the charger. Obviously, this battery is going to take quite a while to charge. There's not much point in the rest of this video about me just stood around waiting for it to charge, is there? So I should do something else. What about Marjorie over there? I mean, that's not working as it was. A strange thing. I replaced the ignition leads on it, put some different ones on, and then it won't run at all. And I checked it all over, everything's fine. But it's still not working. It's a little bit like that phenomenon of when you take something apart, you put it all back together again. You have extra screws or bolts and things. Even though you've painstakingly gone to the detail of making absolutely everything is just right, somehow there's still something not quite right. It makes me think of FaceApp actually. FaceApp, the app that transforms your face into someone else. Yeah, I'm sure we've all done it. You take a picture of yourself and then you see what you look like as a woman. You think, yeah, not bad actually. But you can't live like that, so you have to go back to being a man. And in the process, your beard's disappeared, your jacket's gone, and you're about 20 years too young. So you make yourself look a little bit older, and you end up too old. You end up looking like your dad. So you put a beard on, and you're still too old. You'll never be the same again. And that's what happens with cars. And that is my explanation for not going back to trying to fix that car again today. Anyway, I may as well put the truck back up there, being as the skip has been emptied. Question is, will it get stuck? Because there's not a lot of weight on the back end and this surface isn't very good. And now it's wet as well, which really doesn't help. And that was almost the whole premise of yesterday's shambolic video. So, will this work? Yes, just about. New skip. Left behind is the stuff that wasn't really fitting in the old skip. This will please the boys at the carpet shop. Someone's going to have to clear all this lot up. Now this is going to take some explaining. Are these 19-inch wheels? Yep, 19-inch wheels, gaffer tape. The same on the front. Extra wide track. This is the Rover 75 MGZT 75. Welded on gaffer tape. Oh, I knew something interesting would happen today. Next month, my regular car will be a different one. Nigel will remain taxed and available to use at any point, but Brian Johnson will become my everyday car as from the first. And that gives me a question. Should I do with the paint on this car what I did with Nigel? Yeah, should I? Yes, I should. That's galloping by. It means dinner time has come and gone, and I need something to eat. So what do I have? This sandwich, which I made yesterday with not egg mayonnaise because we didn't have any mayonnaise, but I used yogurt instead. It's not as good. Or this one. A sandwich made by my little girls this morning and brought up to me. Oh, there's no butter on it. Oh, there is a bit. There's no mustard on it. Ham sandwich with no mustard. That won't do. Lucky I've got some. The only thing is, if I put mustard on it, then I've changed it. And when they ask me if I liked my sandwich, I'm going to say yes, because I've changed it. That seems a bit unfair.
I think I may need medical assistance.
You're going to get some, don't worry.
This car is actually looking, what's the word?
Beautiful.
Well, I was going for nice, but...
Why am I filming my own car? I've seen it. There's another Boaty boat in the yard. Same colour as the other one.
Of course.
I bet, does the bonnet catch work on this one?
Yes.
The bonnet cable? Mr. Boaty, he shows his face. And he'll be doing it again as I teach him a thing or two today.
I'm not going to have to work, am I?
Yes, you are.
It's my bloody day off. I didn't come here to work.
You don't get a day off here. Boaty's finally admitted that this car looks absolutely wonderful. I've done his talking to now.
Did you do anal?
You see this car behind me? This is supposed to be a £500 or less runabout by that chap over there called Boaty. What's your channel called again? Because it's so insignificant, I can't remember.
Dogging for beginners.
Right, okay, that's not quite right, but it may as well be. Look at this way this chap goes on. So basically he's praised Nigel for how pretty it looks, and at the same time he's brought this along that isn't really pretty at all. And he's one of these people that amuses himself with farts. What can we say about this car? Do we need to say anything about it? Would you like to say something about your car, sir?
I would, and thank you for this kind opportunity, and hello fans. Yeah, this is kind of indicative of what my channel, Dogging for Beginners, the £500 supercar challenge, is all about. It is, as the title would suggest, the challenge of finding a vehicle for £500 or less that is interesting in some way, perhaps, that you can use as sensible daily transport, that performs some function. Now, a few years ago, pre-pandemic, that wasn't really very difficult, and all of the other cars in my fleet fall into that category. Whereas this one I bought quite recently as...
It's not even worth £500.
Shut up, shut up. This
How
is my
much
bit.
did this cost?
This is my bit, do you mind, please?
How much did it cost?
500 quid.
No, it didn't.
If you'd watched my bloody video, you'd know, wouldn't you?
I haven't got time for that, mate. Didn't even press record for that bit there.
You're joking.
Yeah.
Interrupted by Corporal Custard.
He can't get my name right either.
Sorry, Pete. So this is a vehicle that was bought since the pandemic, when, as we all know, scrap prices have gone through the roof and therefore banger prices have gone through the roof. But I managed to find this absolutely splendid vehicle for general sale. There were no favours, no cheats. It was for general sale both on Facebook and through an enthusiast group for £550, which I haggled down to £500, and I went down to London to collect and made an incredibly wonderful video about it that you should all really go and watch immediately. And that's all I've got to say on the matter.
So watch the rest of this video first.
Oh yeah, do that as well. And do subscribe to Project Nigel. It's great for getting you off to sleep. Does a trick for me every night. Hang on, it's coming for me.
MOT for Boaty's boat.
And if there wasn't going to be before, there will be now. On so many levels.
You're always edging towards this, aren't you? You can't just have a conversation without some sort of misses thing on the go. It's like remaking a Carry-On film.
I do try not to indulge in double entendre, but sometimes it's really, really hard. Well, but no, seriously, I was thinking that given that you have a deep, genuine and abiding love for the Rover, have you gone down the road by saying that Rovers can only have value if you make a mockery of them? And that was what I was kind of edging towards. But then when you look at it now, whether it's the polish or whether it's because you're a bit further down the line or whatever, but it doesn't look like a mockery. It looks like
right, yeah.
It looks like what's the word I'm looking for?
A work of art.
No, I wasn't going to go that far.
I suggest you do.
Oh.
It's the next step
Yeah.
of what you're thinking.
No, that would require a
What's
glass
step
of
before?
well, yes, I suppose, arguably. But it's like a...
Can you argue against that? Can you say it's not?
I can argue against literally anything.
You can do, but I mean, can you come up with a lucid argument against it being a work of art?
The art of debate is being able to fake sincerity, whether you mean it or not.
Well, yeah, that's the same thing.
And when you said on that private message, no, it wasn't a private message, it was on eBay, not eBay. What's the thing that we put films on?
YouTube.
That's the one. That's the chap. When you said that it kind of matches itself now, I see where you're going, it kind of does.
Yeah, it does.
And it looks like a nice thing, and I don't entirely hate it. And that's all you're getting out of me. I'm not going any further than
Who
that.
could hate that car?
Your wife?
She shouldn't hate it.
You said she did.
No, she doesn't hate it. She just says she hates it because she's embarrassed by it. And she's only embarrassed by it because people look at it. Actually, she does like it. But if you pretend you don't like it, you don't have to feel as embarrassed by it. So I think that's what it is.
But I thought
It's a bit like self-deprecation, so that you make fun of yourself, because if you seem to be taking yourself seriously.
Is that the same thing as self-defecation?
Everybody does that.
Speak for yourself, darling. I'm not going on a night out with you.
No, you're not.
In fact, I would ask you not to operate the heated seats on Sarasa.
And that concludes that debate. What's really great to see here is that Mr. Boaty has kind of fallen in love with Nigel, and he's just been talking about it, and he's pretending he still doesn't like it. No, he does really.
Fueling cameras.
Not normal to not drink tea.
Thank you. That didn't bloody hurt, did it?
It's not right. What's wrong with you?
The problem with tea is that it is single-handedly responsible for the downfall of the British Empire. Now, you think that it's perfectly normal and everybody should drink tea, and that is a very English way of thinking, a British way of thinking, in that the rest of the world doesn't exist. And that while you were doing that and colonising India and drinking tea with your little pinky extended, Americans discovered black coffee and took over the world. And where did that leave you? What have you got to say for yourself now?
Bye bye. As you can see, I'm back in Alfie. It's going to be going off the road, Sawn, for a month, so I may as well enjoy it today, because no doubt I will miss it. I'm gonna miss you, Alfie. I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss you, Alfie. Gonna miss you like mad, I am. I'm missing you already. That's annoying. When people say, I'm missing you already, that's not living in the present, is it? That's pining after the past that hasn't even happened yet. So silly. No, that's the kind of thing that people do when they wish their life away, and then they wish their past away as well. But, gosh, where am I going with this? What has Mariah Carey and coffee got in common? They can both give you a headache.